Good evening, everyone. My name is Kadian Snow. I will be on the Stillborn Show on Saturday, November 28th at 4 p.m. US time, and in England it will be at 9 p.m. So you guys could check it out. Look out for the show. It's also going to be posted on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. So you guys can always come and check out the Stillborn Show. Stay tuned.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, and welcome to the late one with yours truly, Silver City. Tonight is the 28th of the 11th, Saturday night live party. Who's going to be the party? It was Friday night before, and everybody was going, thank God it's Friday, but any of that is not happening. Everybody's on lockdown, you know. But nevertheless, still, I've got a packed schedule tonight, and I have a very interesting guest. All the way we cross Atlantic. We travel all the way across to New York City. New York, big city of dream. Normally I have this rap that goes New York, big city of dream, and everything in New York is all you want to see. You might get down, and it goes like this: too much, too many people, too much. Ah, ha ha ha. But that was when I used to rap. That was my rapping days, back home in Jamaica. But yeah, I traveled to New York City, and I have a very interesting guest today. A good friend of mine, I must say. First of all, um, I call her a touch of snow, and you'll see why I say snow, and or the snow queen. But I use a touch of snow or the snow queen. But I need to let you know though, and I set the disclaimer out there that I, Silver and City, have the copyright for the touch of snow. Okay, and Kadian Snow is a self-published Jamaican author, graduated from the University of West Indies, BSc in Psychology and Management Studies, originally from the beautiful island of Jamaica, now resident in New York City. And she's the author of 3 books, and that's the purpose of why I'm inviting her on the show. F him and keep it moving. Really? It was controversial. Some people say, Silver, are you going to do that? I said, what can I say? Black woman is queen, pamper up, and also the silent P. Now, I'm not going to go any further. I'm just going to bring Kadian right in, and we just jump in and we just go right in. 1, 2, 3, magic. There we are. Katie, how are you doing? Why can't I hear you? Oh no. Can you hear me? I can eat. No? I think somebody tried to call you and block you in it. Can you hear me? Okay, no problem. That's all right. That's all right. Kadian, she will come right back. And definitely. But if I go through a bit further, she's author of that book there, and was written based on her personal experience in learning to practice self-love and wild care in Jamaica. Helped millions of Black women, and ladies and gentlemen, one of the things that I find very interesting, I must say, is that there are tons of people out there, even through the pandemic, and even through what is happening, people are out there creating history, creating legacies. I say many times that even though the pandemic or this COVID geezer, this terrorist, is out there trying to create a storm, one of the things which is important is that people are also finding some skill set. People are also finding some talents, what they have, which they have hidden in. And somehow, this COVID geezer, this terrorist, thinking that he can control their lives, somehow has made it realize that, hey, there we go. Let me see. Are you ready?
Hi, good evening, everyone.
There we are. That's it. Now, the beautiful thing, Kadian, just let me, and ladies and gentlemen, if for any reason Kadian goes off scene, it is just because she got a sale. Her phone keep ringing off, and she keep trying to sell books every minute of the minute. So she might just leave the show to sell some books, like what happened now. Was that what happened? Yeah.
Yes.
You got a couple sale, yeah.
Yes.
Well, listen, thank you so much for coming on, Katie.
It's
And
a pleasure.
so
Thank you for having me.
yeah, and how was everything in New York City? I mean, big difference from Jamaica, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit different, and it's a little bit chilly now.
Mm,
Days as cold as it was. Um, the weather goes up and down.
yes.
Yeah.
I, so tell us now. I started off briefly by just saying about the touch of snow, and of course, people realizing putting two together and realize actually it's your name,
Yeah.
Kadian Snow. But I like the bit about Kadian Snow, the touch of snow, and the Snow Queen or the Snow Princess. But as I said before, the whole COVID thing has somewhat spooked many people, make them believe like life is at its end. But some people also finding talents, some people finding their niche, people finding different things that they can do. Tell us a bit, just tell me briefly about yourself. Just tell us, as I said, I've given the start. People put people in labels and put them in boxes, but tell us about who Kadian is.
All right. So I am Kadian Snow. Snow is actually my real name. It's my father's name, last name, and we're originally from. I was born in St. Lucia, and I grew up in Jamaica. Um, and maybe there's different ways, but still have my roots of being in the country. Um, and I went to the Conference of Mercy Academy Alpha, which is an all-girls school in Kingston. Um, finished after that at the University of Louisiana, where I did a bachelor's in psychology and management. Wasn't easy, but I did it.
Yes.
um, then afterwards, I came here, and I've always had a passion for the arts.
Can I
Even
can
though
I just ask you a question, just briefly? Have you got an earpiece by any chance?
I do,
Is it too far?
it's I could probably
No,
find it.
no. Yeah. If you find it, because I think I'm having a challenge in hearing your voice. But if you look for it in the meantime, I don't know. Is it far from you? Let me know.
It's not too far. I can find it.
Okay. Good. 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 So yeah. So as I said, you are from Jamaica and everything
Yes,
like that.
yes.
And when you came to when did you come to the New York big city?
I came to New York last year, May,
Yes.
and yeah. Then afterwards, during I was writing from then, but I said that I've always wanted to write a book. And a friend of mine from Jamaica, Miss Myra Miller, big up to Miss Miller.
Yes.
She knew about my story, and she was like, you should write a story and turn it into a book. And I'm like, Miss Miller, I don't know how I'm gonna do that. But I was writing from then because that's something I always had in terms of a goal when I was in high school. Didn't do it because I didn't know how to go about doing it. But I said I'm gonna start writing, which I started to do it. Um, then afterwards, she was like, "Well, you should reach out to this lady. She wrote a book called The Panther Girl. She's from St. Elizabeth too." I was like, "How am I gonna find this lady?" I found her on Instagram. I reached out, and we're liaison in, and as it wasn't, I didn't really like the price for what she was doing. So I said, God help me to do it on my own. I started typing up because I didn't have a laptop at the time, nor did I have a personal computer or anything like that. So I used to go to work very early and start typing up at work. And then afterwards, I eventually saved up my computer and I bought a laptop. I was asking family if they knew anybody that could type up. Nobody was there. So I just said, yeah, I'm going to do it myself. And I started doing it myself, typing up. Then things, I started just doing things. I was like, God help me to do it. And things I asked for, they started coming. I got the laptop, then I wrote up my manuscript. Then I was like, I needed an editor. And found one. Then I was like, the editor wasn't 100%.
Yes.
So I ended up having another friend from Jamaica, Andre Simpson. He's an author as
Yes.
well, who kind of helped me through the process. And that's so I started my journey.
Yeah. And let me see if I want to just ask persons, ladies and gentlemen, if you can hear me, um, let me know if you can hear Katie and very clear. Uh, I want to make sure that you're hearing clearly. So we're going to try using the earpiece at the same time. Let me know if you can hear very clearly. Thank you so much, Ador Adoritati, who is on, saying hi. So
Can you hear me a lot better now?
that's super duper ice cream cola. And
Uh,
the good thing is that you're not using it's a black earpiece, so
yeah, it's
nobody's
black,
seeing
so
the
you
white.
won't see it. Yeah, nobody
Nobody.
will see it.
No, that is much better. I'm sure.
Yeah, thank
Okay,
you.
Adore to say yes, she can hear. Okay, fantastic. So let's moving on now. So you wrote these two books now. In you wrote no, you wrote three books,
3 books in 2 months, yes.
right? In the space of 2 months.
Yes, in the space
Yeah.
of 2 months.
What inspired you
So
to
the
do? Yeah, to do 3 books in 2 months. Well, to write. Period. Well, to write. Let's go.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So what inspired me was that I had an experience that kind of made me say, hey, I had a near, I would call it like a near death experience.
Mm.
And I said to myself, I'm not going to go on in life, not going after the things I want to do because that experience shook me up. And I was like, huh, you need to stop wasting time, girl. Get it together. You need to go after them goals that you plan. As I said, it's been my lifelong dream in college. My high school classmate, Sana Shea Sterling, she and I used to tell her, hey, I'm going to write a book one day. I didn't even think it was possible. As I said, you dream it, you think it, but I believe that one day I would have been able to write a book.
2 months.
But I didn't. In 2 months, I did the three of them. The first one, as I said, I didn't have a laptop, and I decided to invest in myself. Saved up my tax return. I didn't spend it on foolishness like clothes and all that. I saved up my tax return, and I decided I'm gonna put it back into a laptop, buy a new one. I stayed at home, type, and I started to like reach out and ask persons, questions. Do you know anybody can do editing? And then I found out two of my friends, Tiffany Bent and Andre Simpson, they were doing their own books as well. Two was already did she and I was doing books. She published hers in December and he had already published one already. So I said, I'm gonna reach out. I'm gonna be brave and ask them. And he was kind enough to help me. So both of them were kind enough to share information in helping me and I appreciate it a lot and I thank them.
Well, I want to tell you though that your friends say something about me. Adore Tate.
uh
A friend of yours, Adore a Tate, say something. You need to say something about her.
Adore Tatiana. I
Yeah.
Tatiana. I'm not sure who it is.
Well, well,
Hi
maybe
Tatiana. I'm not sure if that's her.
Adore e Tate. That's the
Adore
name
Tete. Hi Adore Tete. Hi girl.
to say something
Shout
about
out
her.
to you. You're wonderful.
Yeah. Um, no, I want to go further. You mentioned about you did 3 books. In what is it that makes you
Keep
rush
on.
or do these 3 books in the space of 2 months?
Alright, so on top of the whole my experiences, I said my past experience of experiencing like a near death experience. I also had this corona started in March, right?
Yeah.
And I started writing, typing up my book maybe like about February, March, I started typing it up. And I said to myself, I'm not going to allow Corona to come and kill me.
Mm.
I said, I'm not going to sit back and allow Corona. When I found out Corona was killing off all these people, I said, oh, not me. My ass is going to make sure, even if it kills me, I'm going to make sure I leave something that can people can look back and read and say, hey, at least she wrote these books and they can read them and be inspired by them. But the first book, as I said, I started typing it up earlier on. But then the second book, after I published my first book in June, which is the F him, I did this one, Black Woman is Queen, which is right here. You
Yeah.
can see it. I did that one in the space of a month. So I sat down. So after I finished publishing the first one in June, I sent it out to a few friends and a few family members, and then afterwards I did this one in less than a month,
Yeah.
basically.
Can I
My
just?
other,
Yeah. Yeah. That's
yeah,
all right.
one of my friends was saying to me, "You're putting out a second book already." I said, "Yes, Corona
Yeah.
is going on. You need to do something. I can't sit back and allow it to kill me off."
Just to let you know, the person who was mentioned is she's Tate from PHP. that makes
Yes.
sense.
Hi, Tatiana. I know. Hi, girl.
Okay, that's it. Okay. So
Hi, lovely. She's a wonderful young lady. She bought all three of my books. In fact, she bought the F him. She read
yeah,
off the silent. She
yeah,
recently bought the silent, and she also bought Black Woman is Queen, and she's giving it to her grandma. So hi, Tatiana. You
yeah.
are wonderful supporter.
Can I just ask you this question? People write books for many various reasons, but could
Mhm.
we safely say that these books are an intimate journey of your life? And why would you want to share
Me
yourself with the world?
with others.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to share myself with the world because I've realized something. We all are have a lot in common, and throughout history I've realized that people document things through books. They were using hieroglyphics back in the day, pictoglyphics that they used on the wall, and then afterwards people started writing, and writing is therapeutic. It's something that kind of helps you and others realize that we all share similar stories, and maybe my story could help somebody else to, to learn how to overcome their journey. Or this one is about self-love and self-care. The Black Woman is Queen, which I'm trying to help promote for young girls, Black young girls, helping them to learn how to love themselves, to learn how to pick friends wisely, to learn how to budget their money, to learn how to think about more than just a music video and a song. And you're not just a shaking the ass kind of girl. You're also an
Mm,
intelligent Black woman, and so an intelligent Black girl. So I'm trying to help people. And I decided to say Black woman is queen in light of the the whole situation that was going on here in America, the
yes.
Black Lives Matter movement. I went to, when I was coming from work, there were like several protests at times that was going on,
Yes.
and I was like, oh no, this don't feel right. I have to write about it because many of them were having, like low self-esteem and so on.
Yes.
So I decided that you want to let them feel loved and empowered.
Okay. So if we talk about your the first book that you wrote, and
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the showing of F him and keep it moving. Okay, now you may not see this, but the color, the book is up there on the screen, and people can see it very clearly. And
Yeah.
if you put your fingers down like that, put your fingers
Yes,
like that.
everybody.
Yeah.
Yes, everybody go and get it. FM and keep it moving.
now, uh, I will say this personally because I know you for a bit, and when you were telling me about the cover of the book or so, I
Yeah.
personally didn't approve of it, and I gave
Yeah,
my
no, you
views.
didn't.
You know,
You're
and
like, why you writing that?
but I drew the conclusion. I said, listen, hey, you're my friend. I'm not going to, just
Judge you.
blessing, do what you have to do, and Ray.
Yeah.
Tell us about the experience of why you wrote this book, and also the challenges with the name.
Okay. So as you can see here,
Yes,
I put it in up.
I,
This
they
is
are
the
seeing it.
tentative
I just
cover.
let you know
Yeah.
people are seeing it as well. I have
People
it
are
up.
seeing it. Okay,
Yes,
okay.
yes,
So FM and Keep It Moving was inspired by the fact that I had an experience through my journey 4 years ago, and I had an encounter where um I felt like certain things happened, and the partner that I had, I thought that she was still around. And I said, you know what? I'm not gonna sit back. I want young girls to remember that you can't just sit back and allow those things to stop you from going after your goals. And I've had female friends that come up to me and they call me and they talk to me about things that they experience. I'm not male bashing men in any way, but I think that as a black man, we have to treat our black women a lot better, because we're not your we're not fighting against you. We're your partners. We're your motivators. We're the ones who are sometimes holding things down when things are falling apart. And a lot of times you come to us, both ways, men and women, we share each other. The book, some people are say the topic is the verse, the word FM is controversial, but we live in a country where it says freedom of speech.
mm,
And the Constitution of the United States states that you have freedom of expression. I'm using it in a form to help people, like a moving and shaking kind of word. It's not something to say go around and sleep around. I'm not promoting promiscuity.
Yes.
So for persons, I want to clear that up, and I'm also not trying to male bash a man, black man, any race you are, anybody, black, white. I'm not male bashing. I'm trying to help to motivate young women and women in general, young, old, whatever age you are, to pick up the pieces and go after your pursuit. I could have sat down after 4 years ago and said, hey, I'm giving up on everything, which I felt at one point, but I decided, huh, I have my goals, there are things that I wanted to pursue. I never even thought I could have written the book, as I said before, but that's something I had in my mind, and that's something I've had in my desire. And each time I thought about, I wrote down my goals. I had a Mrs. Hepburn, is a friend of mine, Mrs. Hepburn from Jamaica. Mrs. Hepburn, shout out to you. She was talking to me and telling me I need to go after my goals and I need to write down, have a vision board of the things I wanted to accomplish. One of them is a book. She's like, if you want to get it done, work on it. Forget about what happened, things that happened in the past. You still can do something. And I've doing the first book, FM. As I said, it's a controversial title, but it's a provoking title to help
Yeah.
you to say, get up. Because like I say, effort, you need to keep it together and keep on going. And it's for both men and women. It's not just a book for just a woman. It's from a woman's perspective. But a man could also say, F it. I need to get my shit together. I need to get my things together and keep on going. So I've read a section out of the book, and a guy says, yes, he thinks it can go for both the man and the woman.
So what? In a sense, what you're actually saying is using a language which people can relate to. Yeah.
Yes,
And
yes,
whereby you're not looking at it in the derogatory sense, as
yes.
some
It's
people
not
use.
about sleeping around.
Yeah, because words, people can use words. I'm a lawyer, I mean, words can be used in different ways, or you interpret it at different times.
Context,
So what you're trying to say,
yes,
you're saying, let's go. I'm not going to let this thing hold
yes,
me back. I'm going to keep going.
yes,
This is about inspiring hope, self-help, healing,
yes,
encouragement,
yes.
learning. You got to. It's like what you're saying is that you've got to really take control of yourself.
Of yourself. Yes, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. For men and women,
Yeah.
um, it's not about male bashing because on the image of the book, it has a woman in a suit.
Mm.
If I was trying to say sleep around, maybe I would have had a woman in a maybe a like a body ride or something like that.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
no, she's in a suit, so that means that she's thinking about her goals and her career and moves to make,
Yeah.
stuff to do.
Yeah.
Even if your goal is to have a family, it could whatever it is, it's just you want to get it together and just start going
Um,
your life.
yeah, while we're talking there, I just want to ask persons at the same time if you can hear clearly, and if there's any sort of feedback. I just saw somebody just messaged me said there's some sort of feedback as well. Let me know if there's any feedback. Now, it is a controversial book. It has a controversial name. Have you lost friends at the same time and gained
Well,
friends?
I wouldn't say I've lost friends. There are persons who have said that because they're Christian, they can't promote it to their Christian friends. But for persons who are not so Christian and secular, they love it. The millennials love it. I've met a few Caucasian white young girls that they're like, that's how we speak. That's what we're doing. Because here in America, you have women that just use the word like it's nothing. But
Mhm.
in our culture, where we're a little bit more conservative, we don't use it outrightly like that. But there are books out there now. There are books that call The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F. There are books that literally, I've seen another book, I don't remember the title, but
Yeah.
there are books that has that verbiage on it. As I said,
You,
it's literature. So
yes.
literature gives you the opportunity, just like music, it gives you the opportunity to verbally express
Yeah.
yourself in any way. Even if it's maybe it says don't judge a book by its cover, and I believe that person should give it an opportunity to read it through and see for themselves. They could probably relate to a lot of things.
Well, you know what? Somebody they brought it up to me and said, Silburn, won't it affect the style of your show and so like that? I said, what do you mean? I said, what it said. I said, no, it has nothing to do with me. It's all about her.
Okay.
That's
It's
what,
about
that's what I said.
it's
I said,
about me.
yeah, it's not about me. It's not about me. It's everything to
Mhm.
do about her. Because I think we can be very cautious that we find ourselves in a world whereby we're judged very easily, and
Very easily.
and
Yep.
I can
If
sense
I
that.
had put on
Yeah.
the book, shake your ass and bake it grow, you probably hear people not paying attention to it.
Yes.
And they probably say, oh, that's what is typical of a black person. Shake your ass, shake, shake.
Mm,
You know what I mean? But it's not typical. You have these stuff in songs, but is it a case because I'm a woman writing it? That's
yeah.
why it seems that way. I'm not sure.
And so we can be assured that it's not male bashing then.
It's
Yes.
not a male bashing book. I didn't put the book in there to male bashing.
Yeah.
That no. It's
And
about helping. You could give it to your daughter. You could give it to your because they're verses. I quote verses from the Bible
mm,
in it. I've had a friend of mine from high school. She's a Christian that was completely judging the book, and I said, don't judge a book by its cover. You remember that when we were doing literature in school, they told you that you have to read what's in the content of the book. And if I'm open up and share my story, there are millions of people that write about their stories in books, and it has inspired a lot of people, you know. So it's just that the title, as I said, the title, the FM, it's grabbing your attention, but
mm.
sometimes you have to just do what is necessary to capture the masses.
Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, you can get that book there, and you can see the information which is going across the screen.
Yes,
And
it's on Amazon and BarnesandNobles.com.
it's worldwide because we're going to come to a bit later as to how comes you are able to what should I say, market yourself and all those things. But we'll touch on to that first. But we're going to go on to the next book which I have here,
Yes,
which is Black Woman is Queen.
we, huh?
Before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, Black Woman is Queen. But it's like after she mash up her life and everything, you know, after she mash up her life and everything, listen, listen. Never know say she done so. Never know say she a done so. One day she a gonna get shot. We go. Mash up the life. Mash up the life. You mash up. The funny thing about it is that why I played that music there a while ago, Nico, she mashed up my life, and I didn't use Amari because I'm in touch with my Jamaican roots and stuff like that, you know.
Mhm.
But it was like after Kim mash up everybody and tell them about them parts and everything. Sorry. And she come in now and said Black woman is queen. So now
Queen,
you're now the
yeah.
queen. Now tell us about the story. Oh, some your friend said my favorite book is Silent P and Black woman is queen.
Every
And
yes,
and what she said a while ago, Tete said you never lost her. And her favorite book is Silent P, Black woman is
yes.
queen.
Silent and Black Woman is Queen.
Yeah,
Well,
she
this
has.
is also my favorite book too. A lot of
Yes,
people, yeah, this is my favorite one out
yes,
of all three. And as I said, this one I wrote within the pandemic because everybody at that time, I was hearing all these deaths. I was like,
you're
oh
getting
my
what?
ass. I heard about the death, like the amount of persons that was dying.
Yes,
So I was
yes, yes.
like, my ass ain't gonna be one of them that's dying before I do this.
Mm, 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 mm.
So during the pandemic, as I said, the Black Lives Matter movement was going on. It was so touching for me. I had friends that was talking about how it was affecting them, making them have anxiety, and we are talking about self-love, self-care. And now you're locked down. So all we had to do, we couldn't go anywhere except work and home. I wasn't doing nothing but I was reading and painting, right? Because I love to paint. And I said, I'm gonna finish up my second book because,
Mm.
as I said, I don't know if my ass was gonna be one of those that's you know, passing away from the corona. And I said, all right, I'm gonna write it. I started to save up some money towards doing the cover and everything like that. I designed the first cover for the first book. I designed a template of it myself,
Yes.
and then I got a company to finish up. The second book, I also did a template. This was a different design that I
Yeah.
had, but
And just to let you know
everybody,
that I've got the picture of the book up as well.
okay,
Yes.
great.
So if you point your
Yes,
finger
people
down,
can.
point your finger down. If you point your
If
finger
point my
down
finger,
like this,
it's
yeah,
right there.
they can see that there.
It's right there. So, the first book, everybody, my cousins were like, "Why you don't put yourself on the cover? Why you putting people on the cover?"
Yes.
So I said, "I don't know if I should do that." But then I was like, "Why not?" She's like, "Put yourself on the cover, man. Put yourself on it." I, I had done a photo shoot, so I took one of the pictures from it, and I decided I'm gonna go with it. And as you can see, it has a nice radiant yellow and queen like look, and I love the design of it. And so I wrote this one during that time, as I said, because of in light of what was going on, Black Lives Matter, and plus we are locked down. Like I was scared because I didn't know, as I said, if I was going to be passing away from this corona. Um, so I wrote it and I put it out in August. Um, it didn't take me long. It took me about maybe 2 to 3 weeks to write.
Yes.
And as I said, I typed up everything and everything, and then I went to a company to get it formatted and whatnot. And then I published it.
And
But
and
part of the
so
reason why this is my favorite book as well, it encompasses about taking care of our mind, our body, and our soul, because that's something we have to incorporate as Black women. Be compatible to your Black king, to your Black man, or even if you're not with a Black man, but if whoever you're with, you have to take care of you um, in order to be the best version of yourself. Because most times we tend to repeat ourselves in too many things from stressing our life and make us sick, and a lot of things can affect us and keep those things behind. So
because yeah,
I,
because if I look at a couple of the points about the book there, it talks about self care as a black woman in order to be the black queen or empress God designed you to be in order to be
yes,
aligned with your
yes,
true self and to be
yes,
able to be fully functional in an ever demanding world in order to be compatible to our black kings.
yes,
And the book I like tips on how other black women and men should take care. And you said,
yes.
feel appreciated by our king, as
Mm-hmm.
Chronix Jamaican reggae artist stated, "I love is the key, uplift mankind." Boom.
Yep,
Yes.
yep, yep. It is. It is. It
And
is.
and so but tell me now, there are many more books on the horizon, isn't it?
Yeah, there are books that I write down that I'm thinking about now because a friend of mine, he wants me to talk about the men, how like he wants a book about men and stuff like
Men.
that. So I think I'm gonna start writing one about that. What I loved from this whole experience though is that after I published my first book, there was a young lady, her name is Julian Jones. She also published her book as well. I don't remember the name of it. My bad. But when I published it, she reached out to me and said that she has always wanted to do something like this. And I'm not sure what she was doing at the time, but she reached out and I said, "Hey, love, I'll probably help you if I can. If not,
Yeah.
I'll steer in the right direction." But I was busy, so I referred her to my friend from Jamaica, Andre Simpson. He's another author about trauma, so I referred her to him and he helped her. So in in light of the corona, I did my book and then I also helped a young lady to get her book done. And she took it upon herself not only to just take advice but execute what she wanted to get done, which is very vital and a key. Whatever you're doing, you have to put out the effort and invest the time in order to get it done. Because if you don't execute all the dreams and visions that you have, it won't get done. And anything could happen because I could have probably got the corona and, I could have passed away. But I said I'm not gonna allow that to stop me from writing the book.
What you're saying, and ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on. Those on Instagram, those on YouTube, those on Facebook. I got Kadian Snow, the touch of snow,
Touch
snow,
of snow.
touch of snow, the
Snow
snow
from Jamaica.
and about Jamaica. Who is talking about her journey at the tender age of, you can say that eventually, has written these three books. But what
Yes.
is so important is that you did not sit on your laurels while people are
Hmm.
complaining maybe about COVID, but you tried to make
Yeah,
sure that
I
you leave a legacy, isn't it? Is that correct? Is that a fair thing?
yes, it's a legacy because I think as Black people we should learn to leave a legacy behind. For me, people don't understand. if I pass on tomorrow, my books could live on for my family. I'm trying to promote the idea that whatever you're doing, you should not only do for just yourself, but your children,
Yes.
your spouse, or whoever, if you want to do it for a charity, because I have friends that said they don't want to have kids and stuff like that. So if you don't want to do it for your family or your children, you can do it for charity. So my books
Yeah.
can always be there to kind of help somebody else, or help another young girl who's going through something, or help a young boy who's going through something, to learn
Yeah.
from it. Things I've picked up, things I didn't just write my book from my perspective. I
Yes.
have a male's perspective in there. One of my high school, no, my college classmates from UWI, John Mark, he did an excerpt. You can read that as well. He talked about how we should take care of ourselves as a black woman, and what his
Yes.
male perspective is, which I love. His mentality is very, very good. So it wasn't just a book where everything is me. I incorporated other
Yes.
women to
Yes.
give me their tips on what they do for their self love, their self care. And we're trying to promote that right now. We're trying to heal things from our past
Yes.
today. So I'm putting those tips inside the book for persons to read. And we should encourage our Black women, Black community, or Black children to not just listen to music. the,
Yes.
the information that is out there in the world, most of the time is written in a book. No, we have to find different ways of getting the information out there. It's either through
Yes.
music, through the arts, literature, which is one of the most powerful ways of getting anything out there in the world. If you want any knowledge out there, you put it in a book. So
Yes.
that's my whole essence of why I decided to do
Okay,
it.
fantastic. That's great, and that's I would say that would be inspirational to lots of persons. Got a lot of persons out there motivating people to write books, and there are coaches and all those sort of things. You don't put yourself out as a coach, but you are more an effective coach because your lifestyle is saying it.
Hmm.
Action speaks louder than words. Many
The
people say,
word
"I am this, I'm that," and
and
blah blah
that,
blah.
and
But you
you
actually
have
live
to
in it.
do it. Yeah,
Yes.
you have to do it. I didn't allow the mere fact that I didn't have a laptop to stop me from writing a book. I didn't
Mm.
allow me not having enough money to go and write a book. I didn't have it, but I decided that it's a thought I have in my mind. It's something I wanted to get done. I didn't know how I'm gonna get around despite the challenges I was facing personal wise. I It was difficult, but I didn't sit back and say that difficulty is gonna stop me. I was gonna say, here what? I find out that I have these difficulties. I had a few
Yes.
persons encouraging me and telling me to keep on going. And I said, I must say thank you a lot to Mrs. Hepburn. I also say thank you to Mrs. Gordon. I say thank you to Kashif Roden, to Therese, to Bentley, to Martin. There are few people, Jermaine. These people were telling me, Katie, don't let the things that happened to you in the past stop you from getting what you want to get done. And as I said, writing that first book, two persons came and asked me. One of them executed, which I'm very proud of that young lady, Julianne, and the other one who's my cousin, who I'm still waiting on her to start. But if you start, remember, if you want to learn how to ride a bicycle, you have to go on a bicycle.
You gotta
You
go.
can't
Yeah.
just say, yeah, you can't just say, I want to learn how to do this and don't try. Yeah, and,
Fantastic.
and that's what, right. So that's what I'm trying to get persons to realize. So after I wrote my book, the first one, people, I did an interview, and I must say thank you to Dexter from Linkage Radio. I did my first interview with him, and he took a chance on me. He was like, no matter about paying or anything, I will put you on and let you do the interview. A few
Mm.
persons listened to that, and then afterwards, when I did the Black Woman is Queen, he said, no worry, we have a ladies program, I'll put you on it. And I
Okay.
was so appreciative because he was like, a lot of young girls aren't doing this. A lot of young women aren't writing, and you're doing three or two books in such a short space of time. No, I didn't allow my limitations to
Mm.
limit me from getting what I wanted to get done.
And tell us now, because moving on from that, because there's one more book for now that we can talk
Yes,
about. I mean, this is for
yes.
now, and which I'm putting up there, which is the silent. P. It is up
P.
there on the screen so people can see that the silent.
Why? So go get it, guys, for your
Yeah,
children, your girls.
yeah. Well, you move a bit quick there because I've not set it like that yet. Now you can do that. Put your finger down
Okay,
there.
okay. Go guys, go and get
This
go guys,
this
go and get the silent P. It's
yeah
it's
this
for it's for young girls between the ages of 9 to puberty age, 9 to 16
mm.
or 9, whatever age. Trying to
So
get girls to start reading about that.
so this one is in light of your own experience being unemployed, one who not able to afford sanitary napkin or pad, and
Right. So
because I had such a ill at young age, um,
yes.
so yeah, so break it down with the P now, the P factor.
Okay.
Mm.
So the silent P, the name came about is very interesting. I'm not sure, but it just came to my mind. I said, I'm going to call it that, silent P, because it's a taboo topic for us to talk
Mm.
about period. We don't really talk about period. People don't talk about it. And I said, I'm going to write a book because when I was younger, the way how I learned about mine was through my cousin, Jody and Shirley. I learned about it from her when I was 9, and I learned because I never know what period it was. Nobody talked to me about it. Something like that happened, and so I decided that I'm gonna write a children's book. And I got the idea about a children's book from somebody. I said, you know what, I've never really, and I think that's a market I would want to tap into as well. I think that a children's book for them would help Black women, if you don't have the time, you can give your kids a book to read from they reach maybe 7 and 8, and they're affluent. If they're good readers, you give the book to them and have them read it. And also to single fathers, because we do have a lot of single fathers as well in the Black community, and it will help them to help educate their young girls, your daughter, about what is a period if they don't know much about what to inform the kids. And I think it's a book that can be brought into the schools, from elementary, as we call it in Jamaica, primary school.
Mm.
So it's a book that you can incorporate from a very early age, and until maybe 14 or 15. But
It's interesting that you're talking about this because it's like you're a prophetess. Because I mean,
I'm
Scotland,
telling you, I think it's a prophetess. In my first book, I wrote about period poverty,
yeah,
right? Which is something that I was like, after my illness, and there are things I was worried about. How am I gonna be paying? I said, how am I gonna be taking care of myself? And I said, I'm gonna sit down and write up this. I said, I have a charity that I would want to create. I
yes,
want to create one that says period poverty. So each of my books, the FM also has something about the period poverty, and I said that came out in Black Woman is Queen also talks about period poverty. My cousin recently sent me a message, I think maybe this week, Davia Smith. Hi Davia, if you're watching.
yes,
So my
yes,
cousin recently sent me something. I said, Katie, isn't this what you wrote about the other day? Scotland is now doing it free, giving out sanitary napkins for free. I said, what? This cannot be, because I wrote about these things. This is something I wanted to see happening, not
mm.
just in Scotland, in the US, in America, wherever, Jamaica, in any Caribbean country. They should have places where women can go there and get free sanitary napkins, free female products, deodorant, sanitary napkins, especially if they have domestic violence situations. Here in New York, there's so many women who are displaced because
Yeah,
they can't afford certain things. You know, housing is very expensive. And if you cannot afford housing and you cannot afford food, and some of them cannot afford sanitary napkins. So I wrote about it because, if you want things to happen, you write it. And I'm putting it in my books.
so that goes back to the initial question I asked. Why do you think your personal thoughts, your intimate moments, your past has any relevance to this world? And you're
Well,
explaining everything now. Yes.
yes, I think my personal experiences kind of made me realize what are some of the social issues that need to be tapped into, particularly feminine from a feminine side. I know for men, they issue condoms because where I used to work with the Department of Health here in New York, they issue condoms freely. In schools, they used to issue condoms freely too. So I mean, to the boys. And
Mm.
think they used to issue out condoms when they came to those. And I said, they never issued out sanitary napkins. And I went to an all girls Catholic. They never did. And it puzzles me up to this day. There's some women who cannot afford. There was a lady, she was homeless. She said she couldn't afford sanitary napkins. And I took the money out of my pocket and gave it to her. And
Yes.
I'm sure she bought the sanitary napkin, but I took it out because I said if that's what she needs, I'm gonna take it out of my pocket. And I wrote about it because I said
Yes.
it's a social issue that needs to be addressed. Kudos to Scotland
Yes.
for addressing it because at least this is a foot in the door. Hopefully the US will have some kind of hubs or something where women can go there
Yeah.
and go and pick up some free pads and tampons or you know recyclable cups and whatnot.
Other to say, I don't understand how condoms are free. I can't even answer. I don't have an answer to that as well. Even I'm from the male.
Who said that?
Other Tete, your
Oh,
mate.
Tatiana.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can pick up your book of The Silent P, Kadian Snow.
It's
Um,
on Amazon.
Make sure you pick up that book. I want to ask you this question though. So you
Mhm.
got a big, massive PR team. I mean, 3 books going. I mean, you got a massive wrap up.
No,
How,
I
how does it
wish.
go?
God, I wish I had a massive PR team. I've been doing everything on my own independently because despite me having my little illness, I decided that as I said, I decided I wasn't going to allow it to stop me from getting the books done. I don't have a massive PR team. I have invested a lot of it on my own. I took a risk, but I think we should. I think we should be so dependent on everybody to hand spoon us. You know, in Jamaica, you know the word hand spoon and spoon feed us everything
Yes.
if in order for you to start the ball rolling, you have to take on and put in some yourself. I did, and to be honest, I don't regret doing it because it allowed persons to see that hey, they can do it as well, with a little investment. If I would love if persons could invest more into helping me, like to put out more books and to put out more promotional materials
Well,
and
well,
to
I
do
saw a
stuff
guy
like that.
playing. I saw a guy playing the saxophone.
Hmm.
I'm sure if I can play it. You might not see it, but
Oh yes, that was
can you see that? I don't know if you can see it,
I can't see it,
but there's a guy
but I
playing a
remember.
saxophone. He's playing a saxophone. Is he part of your PR team then?
No, it's so funny. Whenever I go, wherever I go to go and promote the book, they have persons there that's playing music. Sometimes it's calypso, they're playing the steel bands. I met this guy, he was playing music there, and I love music. It's a part of me I love as well. I'm
Yes.
musically inclined. So when I set up my books, he was there playing, and I've loved it because it was so soothing and
Yeah.
relaxing.
Yes.
It gave me a nice feeling, and the ambience, everything was just nice.
Because I'm
But
putting up some pictures also of you out there. It's like you're always out there at different fairs. What you go to different
yeah,
fairs, different
well,
events.
they have a it's called a farmers market. So
Yes.
every Saturday they have a farmers. Like in Jamaica, you have the market itself.
Yes.
Well, they have a farmers market every Saturday. You have persons that go there and they sell. They have different vendors, and it's a great place for persons to go out and kind of if you're trying to promote your business, you're trying
Mm.
to promote your product, and if you also want to buy like nice they have different vegetables. Um, these are persons that they grow the things organically because they have had apple cider vinegar and different things I've seen there.
And I can see also signing books as well.
Yes, in fact, that's something I do because a lot of them want me to sign it. A lot of persons want me to sign the books for them. And seeing that they're meeting me, I tell them I write it there. They're very happy to meet me, and some people want me to take pictures with them. There's a lady. I don't know if you have that picture up with her or anything like that, but there's a lady. She saw me because I did a brand T-shirt. I said I wanted the black woman is queen to promote, full black and all of that. And she was like, "Where you get? I need that outfit that you have on. I need the shirt, everything." This. She said, "You don't have that too?" I said, "No, I don't have that. I only have books
Mm.
right now." So I'm thinking of doing that too, do some branding of t-shirts for persons who are interested in
Yeah.
buying them as well.
Because the other thing also what you do, you're into art. You draw.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm into art. As I said, I've always been artistic. When I was younger, in maybe third form at Alpha, at the Convent of Mercy Academy Alpha, I drew paint. I remember I had done a hand sketch painting. It was so good that my teacher, our teacher, took it and decided that she was gonna carry it to they have like a festival or something like that. And I
Yes.
got an award. I still my aunt in Jamaica, she's supposed to have the painting, have the award um on the cabinet somewhere.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I was really good at art. That's something I used to do to kind of get my mind off of things, and
So
I
so
just
what you're
love it.
yeah. So what you're saying, you create most of the branding aspect around your brand.
Yes, I create a lot of like my mind thinks of these things. Like
Yes.
I have a book full of things that I think about and ideas that pops about my head.
Well, it
So I
seems.
think about the
Yeah.
branding.
Yeah.
I think about the branding and all of that
Yeah.
and design. Even with the book,
Yes.
I the second book, this one, Black Woman is
Yes.
Queen. As I said, I had two. I have another cover. It was an Indian lady on the cover, and my cousin said, "No, put yourself on the damn cover. You look good."
Yeah. And also nationwide did something with you as well.
Right. Yes, nationwide.
Yeah. I just.
Nationwide 90 FM.
Yeah. So let's I think we can safely say that by you stepping out there,
Hmm.
Cadian, you have opened the doors and the windows of heaven for people to come and support you and bless you, even though you
Yes,
never had all the
I never visioned
resources.
none of this stuff. I
Yeah.
just, as I said, all I wanted to do was to write one book, and I was like, I have to write it. I have to write it. And then the corona was coming. I was like, my ass ain't gonna die in no corona, and I don't write nothing.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what he's saying is that you can't sit and wait, And as I do
You
my
can't
walk
sit that way.
in the mornings most time, and I always say it opens up other doors. Tell us we're running late now, and because ladies and gentlemen, just let you know we're having an after show session in Instagram where Kaden is going to join me over there because we have persons in Instagram there who can't see, so we're supposed to go there already. But in the last few minutes, what is your message to young people, young women,
All right,
Kim?
all right. So my message to young women is that this is a message. I'm gonna do a direct quote from my book. It's from Black Woman is Queen.
Mm,
I'm doing a direct quote for young girls and young women. It says, I leave with you a quote. Your greatest responsibility is to love yourself and to know you are enough Black Queen. The Holy Trinity, the mind, the body, and the soul. So what that means is that as a Black person, whether it, as I said, it's for both men and women, because men also need to do self-care and need to do self-love. I'm encouraging that. It's very, very important. Okay? So do something for yourself. Take care of yourself. Invest in yourself. If you don't know what to do, find somebody and ask questions. Because
yes.
that's one thing about me. I've always been somebody who's never afraid to ask opinions. If I don't know something, I don't want nobody to make me feel like I'm an idiot. Because if I'm lacking knowledge in something, it means that I just don't know. And it's not that I'm stupid. It's just that that's just something I was not exposed to or aware of. Also, I wanted to give shout out to my mom,
Please, yeah.
Keisha Curtis, my sisters, Delisha McPherson, and Kishan Henry, and my grandma. Shout out to Grandma Punsi, love you, mwah.
Is-
And I also want to give a shout out to Lloyd Campbell from First Union Financial and Dr. Gordon from Dot Personal Services. They had given me opportunities in my career. And shout out to all the friends and family that has been supportive of me, to my wonderful cousins,
yes.
to all the persons that helped me support me.
Well, my shout out to all of them, especially Punse. I haven't heard that name for a long
Yeah,
time.
man,
Is it
Grandma Punse. Yes, Grandma Punse
Punse?
is a little joker. She give
Yeah.
me so much joke and thing. Whenever you say I'm saying F him, Grandma Punse would say anything after her mouth. She said she's not living long forever. She just speak in her mind.
Well, you know, you can't leave without saying something to Tate. Tate say, "What about me?"
hi Tatiana, you know that I love you, and I'm gonna see you on Monday, and we can take pictures together. I love you already, Tatiana. I shout out to your grandma and your mom,
Yeah.
and also shout out to, as I said, Martin, anybody who's logged in, my cousins. Thank you to Kadian and those people who were telling me to just, keep on doing what I'm doing and don't give up. Shout out to anybody else, Jermaine. Um, Shout out to all the persons who have been there. To Cash, Mrs. Miller, love you lots.
Mm.
Mwah, I spoke to you this morning. You and I had a conversation while I was there
And
doing stuff.
and also Tate say you should write a book on how a man treats a woman.
Yes, well, that's true. That's why I wrote. We should treat our women a lot better because
Mhm.
sometimes you get verbally, emotionally abused and all of that stuff, and there's abuse that's going on. I've heard from a lot of women who have been abused,
Yes.
and this is why I decided that I wanted to write about the period poverty thing, because a lot of them, after they become displaced, they can't afford to do all these things,
Yes.
and you
Yeah.
cannot throw away your woman once something happens to her. She becomes
Yeah.
ill. That's the time you stick around her. And
Well, Katie,
I just
sorry, go on, please, please,
And I
please.
say, I just want you to encourage you. I just want black men to encourage the young girls, the black girls, invest in them, invest in your daughter. Find out what kind of ideas your daughter will have in mind. If she want to do a t-shirt line, if she wants to do painting, if she wants to do music, keep your girls them up. We have to build up the black community. We have to raise our black women, because women are a very powerful role in the black family. And we're
Mm.
not trying to break down the black family. We're trying to build it up. Okay.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, and I'm just putting up briefly the books up there. The Black Woman is who's Queen, and you can get the
Go
details
get it.
below.
Go get it.
You got
It's on
Silent,
Amazon, everybody. It's for
yeah,
$14. It's for 15.75 on
yeah.
Amazon.
You got Silent P, and you've got the Tongue Twister, FM Keep It
And
Moving.
keep it moving. Yes.
You know, and you can get them at the contact detail which is scrolling below, and of
Yes.
course, Kadian will come on back, and she will also tell you. And you can also join us shortly after on the
On
Instagram,
Instagram.
whereby we will talk about it. But in summing up, I think what I can say is that I believe fundamentally that it's very important for individuals, persons during the course of this COVID and this time. As a matter of fact, any time, not just because of COVID factor,
Not just because of
yeah,
COVID, yeah, right?
just to sort of realize their dreams. And
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
what Kadian actually is saying is that she didn't want to wait for something to happen.
No.
She make it happen.
Yep.
And in summing up, the three books, FM, Silent P, Black Woman is Queen, is somewhat as an essence of her. And the question which I asked earlier, why do you think your intimate moments and your thoughts has any relevance to the world? And of course, that's a question many people have asked, who are you? But the big question is, once you know what you have, then you're unstoppable. Now, at the
Mm-hmm.
age of 30, Kadian has reached to the point where she knows what she has. And even if she didn't know what she have, even by
To be honest, I didn't
one,
even think I had all these gifts
yeah,
to do
you
all
just
these things.
yeah, just one moment. I'm just sort of tying up something here for a second. Even though the in, issue which she had with her partner as well, that wasn't the damning moment. I think it was the
Mm-hmm.
releasing moment. That sometimes you find yourself in situations sometimes when you believe that's the end, but actually
Mm-hmm.
it is the
That's
start
the
of something which
beginning.
is powerful. And this is somewhat encourage persons along the way that they must ensure that they live their dreams to the ultimate. And as I always say in
Mm-hmm.
my walks in the morning, no matter what you do, the most important thing is that you know who you are. And once you know you are, you're unstoppable. You know your USP, which is unique. You know that your blueprint is tailored to yourself. And everybody has an independent and separate DNA, which is crucial. And once we know that, endgame, not
Yep.
Avengers, but endgame.
Yeah.
How is that? That's good. So,
It's great. And shout out to my friend too, Alicia Suarez. I love
yes.
you, Alicia. Mwah.
Yes. And of course, so thank you very much, guys. And I'll be joining Kadian for about 20 minutes or so over on Instagram.
Yes.
Remember
Come
to
on,
like,
guys. Come on over.
yeah. Remember to like and subscribe to the Silburn Show, and look forward to the different shows. And if you know someone who you believe is crucial, I always say this, Kadian, and this is what I say to people many times.
Mhm.
I want to interview people as they're rising. So as they rise, I rise with them.
Thank you so much.
All right. So
All
thank you very
right.
much. And
You're
Denisha
welcome.
McPherson just came on. She said, "My
Hi,
beautiful
my
sister."
sister, my beautiful sister. I
Yeah.
want to be honest. Part of the reason why I wrote the silent P, my sisters' names are in it because I wanted to leave something for them
Yes.
in this world to realize that if I can do it under the circumstances, they
Yes.
know what happened to me. If
Yes.
I can do it as your older sister, do not allow anyone or anything to stop you.
Yes.
4 years ago, things were a certain way for me. And I decided I know in myself that with God I can do it. So I want my younger sisters,
Mm.
Kishan, Danisha, um, Fonian, I want you guys to remember, read up them books.
So
Yes, and apply
Donisha
yourself.
is your sister, your younger sister.
Yes, this is my younger sister, my beautiful Danisha.
Okay,
Hi, mommy.
fantastic. And Michelle Clark, who just came in from the say, peace and blessings on all in the live. I know I'm late. Don't worry. Anybody who's late, I always say you got to go in the naughty corner and sit on the
Yes.
steps.
And thank you to also to my extended family. They took a part in raising me. I cannot forget them. And
Yes,
also thanks to Agrita Gale. That
yes.
woman loved me like to pieces.
Like
She
cook food. Like cook
does like cook food.
oxtail,
She loved me.
oxtail, oxtail, or yam and banana.
The oxtail man oxtail, you know that is prime food,
All right.
prime.
Okay.
And thanks to Terry and a few other persons who have been there supportive.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, Katie, and thank you for
Thank
coming
you
on the
so
show.
much.
And
Thank
all,
you so much, Stillborn.
yeah, and all success to you and your adventures, and
Yes,
you
I
can
hope
join me.
more persons are open to doing interviews with me. It's been a
Fantastic,
pleasure.
fantastic. You can join me over on Instagram, okay?
I will, I will.
I'm over
Thank you
there
so
now
much.
as well. Okay.
Mwah.
See you later. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was awesome. That was Kadian Snow, a touch of snow, the Snow Queen, as we completed another excellent interview. I was trying to keep it for 30, 45 minutes, but I'm sure people would not be happy if I cut anything down. Sometimes they say, Silver, you cannot have your shows that long because uh, people have their span of concentration is very short. And I tend to deny that and I object to that because when I see all these conspiracy theories and all these different things that people watch and they listen to, I say no. It depends on what interests someone. Depends on what really grabs them. And then you listen to the story of Katie and her journey, and I say her journey thus far because, as Aditete says, there's much more to come, much more books to come eventually, and that would be superb. And great that during the course of her journey, at a point I did support her. As I said before, I questioned the cover of the book, but then you have to pull back sometime and just allow persons to breathe. Yeah, so they got to pull back and let people to breathe and don't just come in with your thinking and your style and your pattern of what you want because it's not about you, it's about them. And therefore, that is why God places people around people to anchor them and to help them and to sort of big them up and to set them up as well. So that's it. Uh, okay. Oh, people are coming on. Oh, you guys are coming on. Just love your interview. No problem, Just. James Virgin, better late than never, and I'm not in Virgin. Someone, the beautiful thing about the YouTube and Facebook is that you can always watch it on the after show. Watch it. And tonight somebody sent me a name of somebody. Um, you didn't miss it. No, 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 no. Not if the exactly, Michelle. Not if the subject is missed. No, you didn't miss it. Nothing is missed. All you can do is watch it back over and watch Kadian Snow, listen to her story. And I tell you this, I tend not to go for names. I tell you what has been happening of recent day. Of recent days, sometimes I approach persons to come on the show, persons that maybe something has breakthrough in their lives or whatever, and I try to invite them onto the show, and they sometimes come back to me and said, if I'm going to pay, and it's get a bit very divish. It's sort of getting a bit very divish way, and I just start to say, listen, man. I'm not going to beg anybody to come on the show. If you want to come on the show, come on the show. But I'm not going to force or running anybody down. So I brought up I think now that I will work with those who want to work with me. and I'll interview those who want to interview me, because you've got to know who you are and what you have. And if people do not value you, ladies and gentlemen, this is the personal message. If people do not value you, it doesn't make sense that you give any value over to them. And nothing is wrong with people in a sense, but you have to emphasize and know who you are. So therefore, that is why I will appreciate people like Kadian, who is humble and just really want to be out there, no diva business and stuff like that, you know. Oh yes, Bertrand, listen, man. Man, want me to pay for come on the show star. Yeah, yeah, serious. People coming on and say, how much you gonna pay Silver, you know, and things like that. So, Kadian, people are just coming on to the show now. Yeah, people are coming on to the show over onto you know, but I just do something here quickly. Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna run now, guys. Have a good night. You know, all the best, and I've got to go. Come on to Instagram if you can, and we'll continue this conversation another day about the diva mentality, where people are all asking to be interviewed. Got to get on BBC one time, or to get a little break, and you say, "Come on to the show," and they all wanting you to pay them or something like that, you know. So I rather to go with people who want to work with me than to try to run down anybody. Well, it is free publicity, Virgin, but hey, people are diva, man. Everybody get big now, Virgin. You'll be surprised. Listen, I've seen so many things, man, doing this thing. Listen, and also many people that you see present themselves as something, when you get to really realize they are jack squat, man. But anyhow, you know, I've learned so much doing this business for the past 5 years since I started 2015. Very interesting. It teaches you a lot about people. But hey, what can I say? You gotta love them and keep them. See you guys. Got to go. Kadian is over there on Instagram. Join me on Instagram and we can take it on. All right. Peace out and God bless. Cheers. As a matter of fact, let me finish the show with this beautiful video that I like so much, and then we can wrap it up in a nice way. Here we go. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Here we go.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kadian Snow. I will be on the Stillborn Show on Saturday, November 28th at 4 p.m. US time, and in England it will be at 9 p.m. So you guys could check it out. Look out for the show. It's also going to be posted on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, so you guys can always come and check out the Stillborn Show. Stay tuned.